never sort of gone on, well, we got this actor doing it or this actor. They've always kind of done in-house stuff. So, and it does make a lot of difference, like Matt said, because otherwise you're kind of, even though they're playing the character, you always have that visual of the actor, the most, the famous actor in your mind, and it just doesn't come out as strong for me unless there's like a real reference. And like I remember, Matt, when we played Detroit Become Human, I forgot the guy's name. I always call him Bishop, but I mean that actor who was in Alien, there was a real reference to having him in that position that he was in that game, because it was about androids and robots, and he was placed there for people like us who remember the Alien film, remember what he stands for, and it's to kind of like twig your memory a little bit, like subconsciously, but they're not saying to you, you've got to make that connection, but it's their subtlety, and I like things like that in games. But I'm not that bothered if they don't get a famous actor in, to be honest with you, to do voice acting. To me, it reminds me of all the Pixar films that are out now, and I just think, God, stop doing them, because they're queuing up for all those kind of things. And DreamWorks, you can see the amount of celebrities that do that. So that's never a real bother to me. The fact that they don't get well-known celebrities in to do those things. So let's just now let's just kind of, if there's anything here that's worth mentioning, there are probably hundreds of things that I've not mentioned in this. And like I say, feel free to hit us up on an email, literally rdrview, that's a VIEW at gmail.com. Just hit us up an email there. And we'll be glad to go through that by the next time we do one of these, which hopefully we'll be talking about our early experiences of the game, no doubt about that. So just to add, just to finish up, should I say, on just the end of this, Matt, for you, what are you most looking forward to in the Red Dead game that is coming out? What are you most looking at? Is it the story, the actual experience of this, what we're being promised as a completely unique open world, or is there anything, the little subtleties of the customization? What is the most thing you're most looking forward to about the game, Matt?
I think it's just like the anticipation for a whole new experience. Like, I think I'm going to go into this and it's going to completely change the way I look at games. I mean, maybe I'm just like shooting for the stars there and like really like being too optimistic, but I do feel like this is another step in games development. So I feel like I will be out there. I'll be exploring every kind of inch of this map that I can within due time. It's going to take me a long, long time to do that, of course. But I think I'm going to have a lot of fun just doing that. And then I feel like I'm just excited to find what I can discover out there. I mean, I know the story is going to be great, but I'm kind of one of those people that almost leaves the story to the last bit. I'd rather just go out there and do all the side quests, because I feel like they're things you can do on your own terms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm totally with you there, and I play the game very similar. I don't like to just rush through, beginning to end. I know there are a lot of people out there that love to get that and don't want to be spoiled later, but like I personally, I just prefer to take my time, and there's no real rush with those things, because in an open world game anyway, there's always plenty of stuff to do. So I know some people will probably do like the main narrative story and then do the open world bits, but me, I kind of like mixing it up as I go along. Like I'm all about a little bit of variety. So and I think this game will really allow you to do that. So that's pretty cool. So I'm just going to end now on a little piece, and it's basically it's just questions that I know that will come in, so I thought like I'll just do them now. Like, we should definitely touch on this for people thinking, or maybe listening to this and actually haven't decided if they should get the game or not. Maybe at this point, if you've come to this far, I would say you probably do want to get it if you're still with us at this point of the podcast. So yeah, everyone was getting slightly confused. Like, I was in game the other day in my local game shop, and I was listening to two people in front of me talk to the guy that works there, and he was like trying to explain what the hell was in each edition. And I'm a little bit funny about sometimes, like, you know, nowadays, Matt, I mean, a game just, you can't just get a game anymore, or it's just the game. There's always extra bits you've got to get, or something else you've got to get down the line, or you get a season pass, and it just sort of like has become the norm. There are very few developers now that literally go, you know, have that old school mentality. For me, it does bug me sometimes. Depends what it is that they're offering. Like, some things really do bug me, some things don't. Sometimes I purposely will never get like the top edition and all the rest of it. However, you know, each to their own, I guess. But I think more and more now these days, you know, sometimes the developers are getting a little bit more greedier than they ever have been. And they can kind of get away with it in a lot of ways because they know people will probably always want the top one. But they kind of do it in a way where if you don't get the top one, you're always going to be at a disadvantage. And that kind of bothers me sometimes, like with the whole game, but with the game layout. So, Matt, like, just to ask you quickly, like, what edition will you be getting before I go into what each one has? Have you made your mind up? Have you pre-ordered or looked around?
Yeah. Well, you say you can't ever just get a game these days. Well, you know, I've gone for the bog standard. You know, I've gone for that one.
Right.
Because if there's any other bits that I want, I'll purchase them on later on and probably do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at this game, you know, over here in the UK, £50, you know, for like the basic game. That's a lot of money. That's at the very high end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
You know, they priced that right at the top end, but they know that it will sell. That's why they've done that. They know that it's going to sell so many units, then they're going to make so much more money on that extra £10, because usually the standard game's about £40, isn't it, brand new? So it's quite a hike in price, but you know, everyone wants to play it, and I want to play it, so I'm willing to pay that little bit extra. But some of those special editions, wow, you know, you got to have quite a heavy wallet to shell out for some of them. But at least some of the stuff you get is pretty decent. I mean, I've heard that you did mention what this edition you're getting to me. It does look jam-packed full of content.
Yeah. I mean, if it's good value, I don't ever have a problem with it. But I mean, for instance, Zelda Breath of the Wild, it was literally the game, and they did have DLC. However, it wasn't like necessary. If you wanted to play further on out of the main game, you can do, but it wasn't a part of the main game. You know, you didn't get extra this, extra that. It didn't make any difference to your experience. So I'm more for those kind of things. And to be fair with Nintendo, they are pretty good with stuff like that. They're genuinely old school game developers, where I think nowadays, you know, there's so many different developers between you know, Sony and Microsoft and all in between, so they can kind of get away with it. So let me just say, first off, that the only reason I am getting the Ultimate Edition and the box, the collector's box, is because a little while ago, well, actually more than a while ago, I won a competition. And, you know, I never win competitions, I've got to be honest with you. I'm one of these people that, you know, always enters in, and I can't remember what the hell it was now. That's how bad it is. That's how long ago it was. But I won it. It was like it wasn't like anything difficult. It was just like, name this. And, you know, I do so many of these things. I never hear anything, let alone. So you never know if it's like a bit of a scam or anything. But yes, this one came in, and since they've actually been sending me some other stuff as well. Freebies that I've had the chance to get in, which is cool because I'm a bit of a collector, as I said. So I don't know, if I'm being honest, that's why I asked Matt, I don't know that I would have gone out and got, especially I will say, the collector's box. Now I am a collector myself, and believe me, anything Zelda is a get for me. And like I said, I've got old stuff of Red Dead Redemption. However, I'm not sure I would have got this box. Reason being, I think what took most people by surprise, Matt, is this collector's box does not include the game. It's just It's like, you know, a lot of people have ordered it, and I've read comments, and they're like, I didn't know I didn't have the game. I'm like, what the hell? I just paid £100 for and it's not got the game in it. What the hell? Because that's how much this is priced at. I mean, £99 in UK. That's a lot of money for something that's not got the content of a game in it. So you are buying all this stuff. However, saying that, like most things, you know, if this is a hit, which we're guessing it's going to be, you can mark my words, that collector's box will only go up in price, much like anything else. And I think that, you know, these crafty people that have ordered the collector's box, because they know it's now sold out, of course you get people posting on eBay, and they've put extravagant prices. I've seen prices like £500, and people have bidded on it, and it's not a game. It's not a game, but they know that if this is a hit, then, you know, the price goes up and up and up. So I just want to state that before I go any further. So people were getting really confused with what the hell is the difference between special edition and the ultimate edition. What should I really be getting for? Because there is a little bit of a price jump. So let me just quickly go through that. I'm not going to spend too much time, but I just want to let you guys know so you can kind of make your decision. Now, of course, you know, the extras you're going to get here with the special edition. So you're going to get the it says here bank robbery mission and gang hideout in story mode. So that's going to be involved in the game. You're going to get a thoroughbred horse, and I would imagine that means you haven't got to go seeking out for it at the very beginning. So you're probably just going to get a lot of the stuff up front, so you haven't got to really do too much there. Also talisman and medallion gameplay bonuses, gameplay boost, cash bonuses and discounts, and you get like a gunslinger outfit, and free access to additional weapons. Now that's the special edition, if you are interested in that. Now the ultimate edition, which is priced somewhere around, I believe, £89, something like that. It's a lot of dosh. It's like almost like paying for a console, isn't it? I mean, by the time you got that and the collector's box, it's like you've basically paid for a Sony PlayStation 4. You know, you're not far off it anyway. And in that, you get all what the special edition carries, but you, on top of that, you will get free access to the Survivor Camp theme. Not too sure what that's all about. It's probably to do... Oh, hang on. It's to do with the online camp. Now, what I think is important is if you are an online gamer, if you're somebody that enjoys online play, then, and you're thinking you don't just want the bog standard game, you want to go and get a special or an ultimate, this is probably where it separates it very easy, and it should become easy for you to decide. If you're somebody who likes online gameplay and you want to get ahead of the curve, then you're going to buy the ultimate edition, because basically everything is tailored for online. So all the extras from, you know, having the special stuff from the last part I've just said, on top of that, there's a lot of online stuff where you're going to get ahead of the curve. You're going to get like faster access to certain weapons online. You're going to have certain more opportunities to get kind of rank bonuses, it's saying here, and free access to additional weapons, free access to survival camp, a thoroughbred in the online gameplay as well. So if you're an online person and you like that, then, and you want to spend that extra money and you want to get ahead of the curve, you're going to go the ultimate edition. If you're not, and you're just somebody that just wants to play it by yourself or whatever, then and you want to go that little bit more, you want to spend that little bit more extra money, then you go special edition. But my recommendation to you guys, if you're not heavy on the online stuff, then just stick with a special edition. I think that will be more than enough. Matt, are you... we haven't really spoke about that much, but I mean, the online, I've got to say, I am not a massive online player in general of any game, I've got to be honest with you, unless it's something like, you know, on the Switch or stuff like that I've done. I'm just not into it. I used to do it a lot with FIFA, but you know, actual games like I know a lot of people, you know, with Call of Duty and stuff like that. Like the online stuff is their